Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production channel here at YouTube. So, after releasing their smash hit debut LP or album titled Running Wild, 2 years or 3 years later, they come in 2010 with their follow-up album titled No Guts, No Glory. Released by EMI, which they stuck with actually. It was just Capitol that they didn't stick with. In March 5th of 2010 in Australia, and of course was released here in the US through Roadrunner. So, again, they've recorded about, close to pretty much 20 songs, but only 13 got picked, or 18, depending if you had gotten the deluxe copy of this album, or you would have gotten a two-disc copy, which would have come with the DVD. Anyways, again, pretty much they hammered down, or just threw down at least 13 songs for this album, and this is also probably the longest of the Airbourne albums. Pretty much clocking almost around 46 minutes long, and most of the Airbourne's are just albums are just around 30, or at least close to 30, or a little over 30 minutes. Not really that long, but it's the one that really pushes the boundaries a bit. Here, of course, they ditched or decided not go with Bob Marlett. We'll go later on with that within the discography reviews. Instead, they go with producer Johnny K, who I'm not going to go with the line of bands that this guy's produced for, but the one band I definitely can think of for sure is, Megadeth, producing both 13 and, of course, Super Collider. Again, this is the guy they picked to produce No Guts, No Glory, and again, his production style is a little different. I want to say he definitely gives them almost a more, I wouldn't say he cleans them up, but he definitely kind of gives them much more almost a live feel, because there's definitely a lot of reverb in terms of the production here and the mixing. But again, everything still sounds pretty good to me. I think this, again, even though it's 46 minutes, it feels like it's still around 30 minutes long. It's pretty much just, again, a basic idea of what Airbourne's been sticking by since Ready to Rock and Running Wild. Again, just no bullshit, no ballads. Just straight up kick your face hard rock and roll. And from the beginning track, Born to Kill, all the way to the very last track, Back on the Bottle. Just whiskey-soaked hard rock and roll here. Everything's just drenched in that. Just a really good pubby. It's just good pubby hard rock. Just again, I probably can go in with each song tile, but they definitely. However, I definitely do want to point this one out. And technically, Airbourne are definitely taking a lot of influence and a lot of from their Australian heroes like AC/DC and Rose Tattoo and the Angels, but I don't think they tend to copy a lot of the bands as much. It's like, yeah, it's very similar, but I don't think they get, I wouldn't say I would kind of make the same, negative review that a lot of people tend to view AC/DC when, making the same negative comment that AC/DC has made the same album. I think the thing with this one, with Airbourne, I don't know if I can say that they make the same album, but thanks to getting different producers for almost most of these albums, and also different production styles and so on, I think each album really has its own unique vibe, even if it's still the same basic idea of just no bullshit hard rock and roll. But definitely due to a producer getting in, also changing little things up. I think Airbourne tends to kind of change things up here and there within that, and especially with this album, really do kind of get that. Even if 13 songs definitely seems like a little of a chore for somebody who wants to find variety, or even more variety within their brand of rock or their type of music, depending on who you're recommending this band to. But there's definitely some standout songs for sure. I mean, let me kind of go in to some of the songs I can think of that definitely have some little different. I mean, you got your faster songs. I mean, some of the pacing of some of these songs, like for example, like "It Ain't Over Till It's Over," Born to Kill, some of the faster parts of Armed and Dangerous, Back on the Bottle, and so on. They definitely are a little more faster. Definitely kind of shows those comparisons to Rose Tattoo, who have always made a lot of fast songs, and that's definitely what you get here. We also do have a lot of your mid-pace, bluesy, or just straight up pubby hard rock and roll that you kind of did get with AC/DC especially during the Bon Scott era. You definitely get those. Of course, there's plenty of other good tracks here, like Raise the Flag, which of course I always think the band has been doing ever since Ready to Rock and Running Wild. They've been raising that flag, and it's definitely a statement from the band, and it's definitely a classic track off of this album, alongside they're probably the biggest song off this album, that being No Way But the Hard Way. But again, other favorites here is, of course, the opening track, Born to Kill, Bottom of the Well, which is, again, definitely one of the more melodic songs on the album, but it's still got that very hard rock edge to it. It's just definitely a great track. Steel Town, Chewing the Fat, Armed and Dangerous is another favorite of mine. Overdrive, and of course the very last song, Back on the Bottle. Overall, it's definitely a solid release from Airbourne. And again, if you liked, or at least for anyone else coming to this album, it's pretty much what you were going to expect. But I think, again, with getting different producers for each album, it definitely gives the album its own vibe and its own unique vibe in some ways. It's just, but still keeping that idea. It always has a way of freshening out at least a little bit. So either way, No Guts, No Glory was definitely, I would say, was definitely another winner within Airbourne's discography. Even if there's a few, I guess, decent or okay tracks, it's still a fun listen. Now, let's definitely also bring up the fact that, again, there were 20 songs that were hammered down in the studio, and about, I think, 8 of the songs, or 7 of the songs, of course, later on got released. Of course, if you got the deluxe edition, at least 5 of the songs, at least, were used. So let's definitely go into the songs that were used as bonus tracks that were from the same sessions. You got Loaded Gun, My Dynamite Will Blow You Sky High, and Get You Moaning After Midnight, Rattle Your Bones, Kicking It Old School, and Devil's Child. No, that's also not a Judas Priest cover, even though it would have been also pretty cool. Again, very similar, nothing really completely different. They're definitely fun, and they're definitely really cool to blast it on your headphones, or even on the speakers, at least loud. They definitely piss off the neighbors. Definitely, again, fun songs. Now, the other 2 songs that were recorded during the sessions would not get released until the Diamonds Cut compilation from 2017. Which was definitely a compiling of all the bonus tracks and B-sides or whatever, minus Let's Ride and Bombshell, which I'll bring that up later. Again, the 2 songs that were released from these sessions were, of course, for Money and Heavyweight Lover. Again, 2 also fun songs. Definitely, they do sound like leftovers for sure. And again, they're not completely mind-blowing songs, but again, they're just fun, kick-ass rock songs from Airbourne. So with that, again, it was just a solid release. Just a fun album to put on it. So with that, we'll definitely get on to the next release and see what they're able to come up for their 3rd official full-length album. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all enjoyed this. If you're interested, I'm out. I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.